in my head, we were best friends, whereas in her head, I was just like her friend from Traitors. I feel like I have never critiqued anybody's facial structure, anybody's hair, anybody's, frankly, anything that they don't have control over. Just because I'm someone who's a commentator, you expect me to be perfect, which is so unfair. I think my level of like, I will feel grandeur and like, oh my god, my life has changed when I am at the Met Gala. Sexuality doesn't define anything other than just the sexual needs of a person. I was always under a microscopic lens because I was very different from the regular straight boys just running amok.
This is Nawaz Kochra joining you on screen, and I am in conversation with the very amazing Sufi Motiwala.
Hello, how are you?
Very well. How are you, Sufi?
We meet again.
Absolutely. And this time the reason is once again a lot of fun,
Yes.
lot of, amazing work that comes from you in Do You Want a Partner?
I
But-
heard you've seen the whole show.
Yes, and let me tell you, it has a very sitcom-y vibe, and I personally had a lot of fun watching it because it was something different that I got to see.
I'm so glad
And
to
in a
hear that.
fun space, like it's very light-hearted, very binge-watch kind of a show.
Yeah, you don't feel like a big weight on your shoulders
Yes.
after watching it. कि अब मेरे characters के साथ क्या होगा?
Absolutely.
You feel like just like it's chill, it's breezy, and that's what makes it so much fun.
And I love this younger brother vibe that's happening, Sully Boti
Yes.
obsession and all. Oh my god, that's a lot of fun. But also tell me one thing. So after the Traitors, how much has life changed for you?
For me, life hasn't changed much because I have a very short-sighted pool. Like, I don't go out a lot. I don't like step out of my house a lot because my content is at home. I love sitting at home. Like, I'm a homebody. Like, I was just hogging dal chawal and I was like, bro, I might fall asleep. Literally. So, for me, like, when I look at the screen, I can see that, oh my God, yeah, I have gained numbers and it's way bigger than when I had started. Obviously, that rationale is there. But I feel like throughout life, I've gotten way more calmer with that, where the numbers have stopped affecting me as such. So, I feel the same.
Absolutely.
I think my level of like, I will feel grandeur and like, oh my god, my life has changed when I am at the Met Gala or so. Like my level of fame and my level of the delusions that I behold are too extreme. It's not going to be sufficed in just this much.
Absolutely. But from being a fashion influencer to switching to acting, firstly though, how was it taking this decision? Was it an easy choice to make? Was it difficult? Was it conscious?
I don't
How
think
did
it
it
was
happen?
even a conscious choice, honestly, because I have never defined myself as anything.
Okay.
Like, I don't think of myself as a fashion influencer. I don't think of myself as just a fashion commentator. I've always thought that, I was 19 when I started that.
Right.
So I was like, I'm 19 right now. This is what I know and understand and what I love. So let's start here. And it was always the idea was to sit and explore how long can I sham people into thinking I'm cool. And I think I'm so far successful. And that's the plan moving forward, to continue doing that. And so with acting, it was just that when the opportunity arrives, and it was such a 1 in a million opportunity where the character is also something that I feel so close to, the team and the people that I'm supposed to be working with are it's such an opportunity to be in those rooms and sit and see it firsthand, like a show being created by people who are making such iconic content. So I think it was just right place, right time, and a good audition.
Absolutely. And so firstly though, big claps to you because the performance is coming across quite well. But also I want to understand today, as a youngster, basically.
Yeah.
Trying to make a mark for yourself in an industry which is so competitive, so
Of
cutthroat.
course.
What are the challenges like that, you face with, you deal with on a regular basis?
I think, what I have learned in my last 2 years in the industry is that a lot of your challenges are very internalized.
Okay.
Often we compare ourselves with people that we don't even need to compare ourselves with. Like, I have found myself comparing myself to people who are cooking. I don't even know how to cook. Like, what am I going to do? And so I realized that especially in the field of content, I think there is no competition. There's like 400 million active users on Instagram. And I think there's an audience for everything, especially on social media. And I think with cinema and film, I think there is going to be a big change. I feel it in my bones sort of situation.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like we've seen a lot of redundancy and a lot of like complacency in cinema right now, where it's all just the same old vibe. And so I feel like with the way it's changing in the West, where it's becoming more about emotions and feelings and interpersonal relationships, I think those are the things that I'm waiting for Indian cinema to explore more in depth. And I think when that happens, I feel like they will come looking for me because I'm that zesty little diva.
I know, but you know, Sufi, one more thing that I really liked about Do You Want a Partner is usually, you know, like you mentioned, the zesty little diva kind of characters. My problem with Bollywood films or projects have been that the projection of these characters have never been that great. You know, we end up ridiculing characters like
But I'm
that.
the most successful one in my show. Like, I am actually. So, that was one of the funnest things because of all of us. I have an office. I have a team.
Yeah.
I'm doing the best in life. You need my sign for the money. So, like that, I felt like my character was very well set up.
And empowering also.
Yeah. And also because, you know, it's like I was saying that just because we want to have a conversation of sexuality doesn't mean that the sexuality is the entire conversation about a person, you know? Like, sexuality doesn't define anything other than just the sexual needs of a person. So I feel like often we all do the mistake of giving into those stereotypes and, you know, those things so that we can just get away with them. But I feel like once we show those characters, once we show that, you know, like an LGBTQ person is just as regular as a hetero cis het person.
Absolutely.
In every shape, form or manner, I think people will realize that it's really just not that deep. Like, you don't once see any of the characters thinking that, oh my god, he's Diana's gay brother or he's like our gay friend. I'm their brother, their friend. Just that.
Absolutely.
And I'm living my life.
Totally. Also, you know, I want to take you back to, you know, the Sufi movie known now.
Yes.
To the Sufi that, you know, who was living in Surat. Like last time I remember
Yes.
when we met, you told me that you come from a very radical society
Yeah.
in Surat. What were the challenges growing up, Sufi? You know, being different in a society that is so extreme and, you know, stringent about a lot of things.
No, so especially in Surat, because I used to live in an area which was filled with just like people from my community, and my community being
Yeah.
Muslim. And so I was always under a microscopic lens because I was very different from the regular straight boys just running amok. So like that, I used to get berated quite a lot when I was young, like in the sense that don't walk like this, don't hold your teacup like this, don't do like this. And then the most extreme was when people used to call up my parents and then sit and abuse at them, that why are you allowing your son to behave like this? So in that sense, it was very, very harsh. But I think those same people are now way more comfortable with the idea of there being a gay person because I was there. And I, you know,
But the
let out and did it.
parents never had a problem, right?
No, my parents, of course, they took their sweet time to, you know, wrap their heads around everything. But they were never harsh to me. They were
Okay.
always kind to me. They were my parents. So they were like, at the bottom line, we love you.
And the people, you know, who told you aise mat chalo, cup aise mat pakdo, they were like close relatives or what was?
Yeah, close relatives, like first family, like
Okay.
cousins, grandparents, all of that vibes.
And if you remember one moment where, you know, you just stood up for yourself, what would that be?
I think I never stood up for myself in front of them. I don't think I still do.
Okay.
Because I feel like I've always just given them grace because I have this mentality where it's like, if it took me 5 years to come to terms with my sexuality, just because I jumped it on them at 17 doesn't mean that they are, you know, I have to have that expectation that they will automatically be okay with everything. Like they have been for the last 40, 50 years, been conditioned and told again and again and again that, you know, this is like a big issue. So of course I just decided to give them their space and time to come to terms with it on their own speed. I just distanced myself from them at that point of time, and I think that was the best decision for all of us. And then now we've all just come back close-knit again together.
And it's commendable, how thick-skinned you've been through. Like,
Thank
you've
you.
become today. But today also, does scrutiny, does trolling, all the backlash affect you?
Yes, I think anybody who sits in an interview and says that, oh my god, it doesn't affect me, is either therapy pro max doing something in their mental health game, or they're lying to you. Because it's impossible, because your brain is an echo chamber. If you read something 10 times, you will automatically think it the 11th time that maybe this is true.
Yeah.
So, of course, I have retained a lot of insecurities that I have picked up from social media. Like, I never had an insecurity about my hair, I never had an insecurity about my weight. I picked up all of that from social media, but I think I have tried my best to, police myself in the sense that I don't let it get to me anymore, where I don't like base my perception off of what people are saying. So now I have my perception of who I am, and I'm very happy with my sense of reality. People are allowed to say whatever they want, and I'm sure, like, if they say something constructive, then I will take it into consideration.
But what bothers you the most?
Comments on my looks, like, I feel like I have never critiqued anybody's facial structure, anybody's hair, anybody's, frankly, anything that they don't have control over. Like, I don't have control over my hairline, I don't have control over my weight,
Absolutely.
and I am 20. If you think that I'm going to look like a supermodel at 20, none of the actual supermodels look like supermodels at 20. So this expectation that just because I'm a commentator that I have to be perfect, it feels very like harsh, almost like that's a very unfair expectation. Like, you all are fans of people with 100 million followers, yet you don't expect them to be perfect. Yet just because I'm someone who's a commentator, you expect me to be perfect, which is so unfair.
True.
Because I'm not trying to be like change because of me, but I'm always expected to change because people are unhappy.
Absolutely. Also, what's also happened in the last few years is that whenever somebody from the content creation community steps into, the acting or the showbiz arena, a lot of actors have always expressed this displeasure that, y'all just get cast for the numbers.
But
What do
then,
you have to say about that?
But I feel like, don't the actors get cast by numbers as well? Don't they get paid based by the numbers on how many movies tickets are they going to sell and how many people are going to watch their face in a film? It's all numbers. Everything is just numbers.
Right.
The reason you sit and dance with influencers to promote products of your own brands, honey, what's that? Numbers? Yeah. So put some respect on our damn names. We
Absolutely.
create content. We work hard. We fight harder than you guys. We don't get it served on a platter. Like, it's like I'm not friends with a producer being like, sir, like, can I just please audition? I really want to become a star. I don't have those leisures. A role was offered to me. Can you please audition for this? I auditioned for it. They liked it, so they cast me. If you're upset about that, be upset about that.
But
because you're still gonna watch it, so it's fine.
While there is this narrative, there is also an other side where there are certain creators who sometimes also, fuel that negative template for the entire community.
Of course, I'm sure. In what sense?
Like, either through saying something controversial or, creating content
Because
that is kind of
everybody at the end of the day is trying to get their moment. Everybody's trying to get their 5 minutes of fame.
Absolutely.
Now, there are two ways to go about that, in my opinion. Like, I could start name dropping 10 random names and start being like, I hate this person sucks, and this person said this to me, and this person made me feel bad. And all of them can go and become headlines. But then the industry will not talk to me, and they will literally that's how things work.
Right.
Like, you have to play your cards very wisely, I feel. And I feel like with me, I want to be here for the long run. And so if that means that I need to work harder on maintaining my relationships and my art, like crafting my art, then I'm going to do that rather than, working towards a quick fame thing. Because I don't want to diss someone unnecessarily, and I don't want to unnecessarily bring someone down or make a mudda, like the Big Boss people would say, just for clicks and views. Because I feel like I've reached the rationale that I have enough face value that I can say something cancelable tomorrow and get like 1 million views. Like, I can literally ask ChatGPT, tell me 10 controversial opinions, and then just go on Instagram and tell them, and people will cancel me like this. And
Right.
like I will get retention. So I feel like I just don't want to be that person. So
Absolutely.
I'm truly in my Miss Congeniality era.
Also, you know, a few days back when I was talking to an actor, she told me that today, you know, becoming an influencer has become very easy. Anybody can become an influencer. What do you think?
I think, you know, people often forget that there's a big difference being a content creator and wanting to be famous. There's so many people on Instagram right now and in the content space that don't really create content. They copy trends, they see what's going viral and they impersonate that and just vomit out the same things that they see are already trending on TikTok. So, of course, gaining numbers on Instagram is easy because it's all about consistency. If you're consistent, you're going to gain numbers. But I feel like there's very, very few people who are actually creating content. And I think you can easily spot these people apart because the people who are creating content have gone on to do way more than just content.
Right.
And the people who are just making videos and dancing and matkawing and all of that. And I love that. I love a good dancing reel. I love a good fun vibe. But you have to have some value at some point in your content. But I feel like a lot of people miss that. So in that sense, it's very hard. But of course, getting numbers is easy.
Absolutely.
You can literally like, aren't there people who just like are wearing horrible clothes and the paps have made them famous like billions of times in India? Wasn't there some woman right now who's like wearing just ripped clothes everywhere? Yeah, so I feel like gaining numbers is easy, but positioning, value, actually having control over who you are and what you want to end up as is very hard.
Also, are you in touch with anybody from the Traitors right now?
I'm in touch with... No. I don't think so. I'm in touch with anybody. I think I talked to Jasmine yesterday. I'm in touch with them as acquaintances, of course, like in passing. But I don't think I have an active relationship with anybody anymore.
But the friendship that you carried out is also no longer.
Yes, sadly. You want me my thoughts on that?
Yes.
I mean, there's no drama as such. There's nothing that happened between us. It was just that after one point, I think I had the realization that in my head, we were best friends. Whereas in her head, I was just like her friend from Traitors.
Okay.
So that disparities was basically, we were just not on the same page. So then I took a step back. That's just about it.
And now what's happening next?
Well, after this, after Do You Want a Partner? I don't know really. Like after this, it's Diwali. Hopefully, I will be attending Manish's party and Abu Jani's party and matkawing here and there. But other than that, I'm just hoping, baitingly waiting that all the productions watch it and they like it and they offer me more work.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, more power to you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Yay.